बिंदिया मैडम.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. मैम
हाँ.
मैंने नहीं संभला था.
ओके. बट वेट. बिंदिया मैडम. इट्स ओके. चलो. That's the substomatal cavity, right? Next,
मैम
cohesion,
तुम्हारा
adhesion.
आवाज नहीं है उसको.
Shreya, please rejoin. Cohesion, adhesion, and the surface tension. These three physical properties give that high tensile strength and capillarity, high capillarity, okay, which facilitate the transpiration. Now, as I told you that water is required for photosynthesis process also. CO2, H2O, then it form the carbohydrate, right? So CO2, H2O, not only the CO2 is that is enough to form a carbohydrate during photosynthesis, it needs the water also. So transpiration and photosynthesis, these two processes are interconnected. Imagine in a plant, water is not available or water ratio is decreased, then it leads to what? Photosynthetic products quantity also decreased. It decreases the food production, right? So if the plant wants to perform photosynthesis, plant has to be perform transpiration. Yes or no? If plant wants to perform photosynthesis, plant has to be perform transpiration. So some of the researchers, physiologists believe that transpiration basically it's a price tag for photosynthesis, right? Now, so transpiration and photosynthesis, transpiration has occur not only for water transport, other purposes are there. First one, creates a transpiration pool for absorption and transport of minerals to the plants, right? See, without transpiration pool,
मैम
बोलो श्रेया. श्रेया.
મેમ પેલું મેલેટ એન્ડ કે પ્લસ આયન થિયરી તમે સમજાવવા ના હતા.
लास्ट वो एक्स्ट्रा है. फर्स्ट विल कंप्लीट द टेक्स्ट बुक कंटेंट. ओके. So transpiration creates the transpiration pool for absorption and transport of minerals to plants. Imagine that in plants, transpiration does not occur. If transpiration does not occur, is it possible then absorption occur? If transpiration does not occur totally, then absorption process will occur? No, right? So transpiration is a responsible process for absorption also. Next, during the transpiration, the entire water column transpiration pool is created, and with the water, it helps into translocate the minerals and solute. So it supplies the water for photosynthesis also. We will learn today one of the hypotheses in that you can easily understand from the xylem into the phloem is translocate, right? Because phloem needs a water to translocate the food in a liquid form. So supplies the water for photosynthesis also. Photosynthesis के लिए भी चाहिए in that mesophyll cells. Next, transport the minerals from soil to all the parts of the plant by this transpiration pool. Next, during the transpiration, water release outside in the form of water vapor. So leaf surface temperature cool down, right? Approximate 10 to 50 degrees Celsius. Leaf to leaf, this thing can be vary. Average 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Next, due to the transpiration, water enter into the plant. Due to the transpiration absorption process occur, and by that way water enter into plant. And this water enter into the cell. When water enter into the cells become turgid, right? अगर water होगा नहीं तो क्या हो जाएगा? Cells plasmolized. Cells get plasmolized. With plasmolized condition, cells cannot perform their function. With turgid condition, cell can perform their work efficiently, right? So to maintain the shape and structure of the plant by keeping the cells turgid, for that also transpiration process is required. So these are the certain purposes are there for that transpiration occurs into the plant. First, it creates a transpiration pool, so it can easily translocate the water and minerals. It supplies the water for photosynthesis. It cools the leaf surfaces approximate 10 to 50 degrees Celsius, 15, and it maintains the shape and structure of the plants by keeping the cells turgid. Right? Now next, actively photosynthesizing plant has an insatiable need for water, meaning those cells which are actively perform photosynthesis, they need continuous supply of water, right? If transpiration rate decline, photosynthesis rate also decline. Remember, both are parallel. Next, photosynthesis is limited by available water, which can be swiftly depleted by transpiration. If transpiration rate goes down, photosynthesis rate goes down also. Humidity of rainforest is largely due to the vast cycling of water. Water cycle, you know. Okay. Root absorb the water from the soil solution. That water through the transpiration pool reach to the leaf. Leaf release this water in the form of water vapor. This thing helps in formation of clouds. By the clouds, rainfall occur, and this water again come back to the soil solution. Right? This thing you have learned in lower standard also. So, the humidity of rainforest is largely due to what? The vast cycling of water from root to leaf to atmosphere and again back to soil. Root to leaf to atmosphere and again come back to the soil. Right? Next, this much portion, please write in your textbook that chapter number 13, photosynthesis. Without understanding of this, what is C4 plant, C3 plant, right? You will not understand this topic. For whenever, okay, you understand that this chapter number 13, C3, C4 plants. After that, आप अपने आप भी ये lines read करोगे ना, you can easily understand this. Right? So यहाँ पे लिख देना कि first chapter number 3 we will do for that and then understand this. Right? See, this is one of the theory for stomatal opening and closing. I told you, either you can say that it's a H plus K plus theory or K plus mallet theory. We can use this term. Right? Now, simply यहाँ पे आपको क्या learn करना है in a simple way. Right? In vacuole, mallet is there that form from the starch. Starch convert into this mallet. At that time, 2H plus released. So this H plus come outside. H plus ion जैसे ही बाहर आता है, from that outside, K plus, K plus with that Cl minus both enter into the cell. Now H plus बाहर आता है, right? In response to that K plus Cl minus enter हो रहा है. So can you tell me, suppose this is a guard cell. This is a guard cell. Right? यहाँ पे K plus Cl minus है. Outside only one H plus is there. In which one higher osmotic concentration is there? Inside the guard cell or outside? बोलिए. Inside the guard cell, higher osmotic concentration or solute concentration, or outside the cell? Write down. Inside, right? So inside, can I consider is a hypertonic condition? बोलिए. Inside the guard cell, the condition that is hypertonic. So outside कैसा हो जाएगा? Hypotonic. Solutes तो है, right? But less in amount. Hypotonic. Now tell me, water move from where to where? Hypo to hyper, hyper to hypo. Galav?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hypo to hyperlica, that's the correct, right? Hypo concentration to the hypotonic to the hypertonic water movement occur. So guard cells के अंदर water enter होगा, right? When water enter, cell become turgid, so stomata get open. समझ में आया? Right? Inside this that's guard cells. Guard cell is a basically plant cell. तो उसमें vacuole है, food है, right? तो starch है that converts into malate, and at that process 2H plus ion release. उसमें से H plus जो है, okay, that coming outside. जैसे ही वो बाहर आता है, K plus and with that Cl minus both enter into this guard cell. So inside the cell, solution concentration increase compared to the outside. And due to this osmotic concentration differences, water molecule enter into the guard cells, which provides turgidity and stomata gets open. Right? Now, ये during the daytime. During the night time, exactly reverse process होता है. Okay, during the night time, exactly the reverse process. And reverse process जब होगा, तब क्या हो जाता है? Stomata close. Inside the guard cell, inside the, remember, inside the guard cell, over here the epidermal cells, water, sorry, my mistake, and this water when released outside, तो guard cells के अंदर से तो water निकल गया in the form of water vapor through the stomatal pore, right? So this will undergo flaccid condition. Flaccid होगा तो stomatal pore क्या हो जाएगा? Closed, right? This is one of the mechanism which is widely accepted, right? Next, we are going to learn the topic today, that uptake and transport of mineral. Little bit easy, but for that आपके ये terms clear होने चाहिए. Hypotonic, hypertonic, higher osmotic concentration, lower osmotic concentration, diffusion, facilitated diffusion, active process, water potential. These all terms should be clear in your mind. Then and then you can easily learn this topic, right? Chaliye, uptake of minerals in that first. See, plants obtain their carbon and most of their oxygen. Carbon and oxygen from CO2 in the atmosphere. When CO2 enter into the plant, dissociate carbon as well as oxygen. Right? And how this will doing during the photosynthesis, that we will learn in the next chapter. But ultimately, both the things plant get from the atmospheric CO2. Plant needs these gases, carbon, oxygen, right? Water from the soil solution it takes. But these are not only the sufficient one for this only three for plant growth and development. They also need other nutrients, inorganic nutrients, nitrogen required, phosphorus required, sulfur, calcium, potassium, zinc, iron, copper, right? Magnesium, manganese, these all inorganic elements, these are the required by the plants. So how these elements now enter into the plants, right? that we are going to learn. Unlike the water, all minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the root. Remember, water तो क्या होता है? By osmosis it can be easily absorbed by the root. But minerals के लिए क्या है? Either it can be passive transport or active. But majority minerals, most of the minerals, they enter into the root by active transport. मिनरल के लिए दो पॉसिबिलिटी है, आइदर एक्टिव और पैसिव, बट मेजोरिटी फॉलोज विच पाथवे? एक्टिव. राइट. नाउ two factors for that responsible. First, minerals are present in the soil as a charged particles like Na plus, K plus, Cl minus, right? OH minus, not OH minus, my mistake, zinc, Zn plus 2, calcium plus 2. So they are the charged particles or ions which cannot cross easily by passive transport the cell membrane. So they has to be transferred with the help of what? Carrier protein, which acts as a pump. Active transport is required. So minerals, as they are charged particles which are present inside the soil, they cannot be easily cross the cell membrane with that charge. So they have to be passed through which transport? Active transport. This is one of the reason. Second reason is what? Now understand this concept कि यहाँ पे ये root है, right? Over here the soil particles are there. In between the fluid is present, soil solution is there. Root absorb this soil solution. Now पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ, root absorb the water. Root absorb the water by which phenomenon? Root absorb the water by which phenomenon? Which process? What type of transport? Passive, in that specifically osmosis, yes or no? Right? And osmosis, for that water transport, you know, higher water concentration to lower water concentration. Higher water concentration to the lower. Yes or no? Right? अगर यहाँ पे water high है, imagine, ये here water is high, here low in root. Water high, तो solute concentration कैसा हो जाएगा? Low. Yes or no? Then and this condition is arise. And inside the root, solute concentration is more. बोलिए, ये clear हुआ? Okay. So outside the root, soil solution we can consider as a hypotonic. And root में जो होगा that we consider hypertonic. And water move from this hypo to hypertonic. Right? Now, so more concentration of salt inside the root. More concentration of salt or solute, sorry, inside the root. Because उसमें water concentration loss less है. See, soil, water, more, solute, less, surrounding the root है. Next, here, inside the root में exactly opposite condition, water, less, solute, more. Right? Already solutes ज़्यादा है into the root. Still, solutes wants to enter into this root. Then it follows the against the concentration gradient or along the concentration gradient? Against, right? Against the concentration gradient. So against hota hai, then you know only one type of transport, that's the active transport, because it needs the energy. Right? Remember na that mountain wala example, mountain हमें climb करना है against the gravitational force. We need a lots of energy. आप माउंटेन से नीचे आ रहे हो तब इतना एनर्जी रिक्वायर नहीं होता, इट्स इजीली that thing can be done, right? So remember, two reasons are there. One of the reason is which one? That minerals present in the soil, they are charged particle. Second, mineral concentration in soil is usually lower than concentration of minerals in a root. Next, therefore, most minerals must enter the root by which transport? Active transport. To the cytoplasm of first epidermal cells, and they require energy in form of ATP because active transport hai. Now next, the active uptake of ions is partly responsible for the water potential gradient in roots and therefore the water uptake by osmosis. Can you understand this line?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Right? Because higher concentration of solute inside the root, lower outside the means into the soil solution, and that creates hypotonic hypertonic condition. By that way, the water potential gradient form, and water can easily enter into the root by osmosis. Some ions even move by a passive transport. Very few ions are there which can easily enter into the root with the water. Okay, जैसे water absorb होता है, same way it can easily enter into the epidermal cell by passive transport, either by using facilitated diffusion channels. Right? चलिए, ये टॉपिक में ये स्लाइड में किसी को डाउट है? Clear? Is this clear? All of you. Only few students are there. They remain camera on. Rest all are sleeping, है ना? Avsar, Zenil, Purva. Okay, Nazia. चलिए next. Ions are absorbed from the soil by both active and passive transport that we have learned. Right? Why this thing happen? Specific proteins, understand this point now. Specific proteins in the membranes of a root hair cells actively pump ions from the soil solution to the cytoplasm of epidermal cells. So here the root epidermal cell is there. फिर cortex का part आ जाता है, फिर root endodermis. Right? This is considered that the epidermis. This is the endodermis. Now, epidermis, so in that certain protein molecules which acts as a carrier pump. Remember na? That pump hota hai, that helps in active transport. So by that the ions enter into this root. Now, one or more layer is that we call the endodermis. Now, endodermal cells, if you recall, endodermal cells, in that, suppose this is the one endodermal cell, second, third, right? Okay. Here the cell membrane is there. And their side walls cell, this Casparian strip, root के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, right? So, endodermal cells have a specialized protein. Epidermis cell तो क्या करता है? Almost all type of ions that can be easily enter, no doubt by active transport mainly, but they can be easily enter into the root. All type of ion solutes. But now these endodermal cells, these cells are known as a checkpoints. These cells are known as a what? Checkpoints in a plant. Endodermis के बाद pericycle and directly फिर यहाँ पे xylem आ जाता है. Right? So what type of solute that enter into this xylem vessel and further translocate to the stem and leaf? This thing decides only by these endodermal cells. Endodermal cells allow only the specific solute molecules, not to the all. Right? And this thing, endodermal cells, make sure that inside the xylem that concentration gradient, pressure, hydrostatic pressure gradients should remain maintained, and everything. So for that, these endodermal cells work as a checkpoint. It decides or it allows the only few selected solutes to enter into the xylem, not all, right? So like all cells, endodermal cells have many transport proteins which are embedded in the plasma membrane, and some solute cross the membrane but not others. Only some of the solute can cross this thing. And these transport proteins of endodermal cells are control points. Checkpoints, another term, that's the control points. Right? We can use the control points, which where a plant adjusts the quantity and type of the solute that reach the xylem. What type of solute enter into that xylem, in how much quantity, everything is decided by this endodermis cells, right? Because endodermis cells sides में तो क्या आ जाता है, कैस्पेरियन स्ट्रिप. सो सेल वॉल या इंटरसेल्युलर स्पेसिस से मूवमेंट होना वो तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, right? So only one direction. Remember that plasmodesmata symplast, once the endodermis is there, water and everything enter or follow that the symplast pathway. Only one direction pathway is there. The root endodermis, because of the layer of suberin, has the ability to actively transport ion in one direction only. This part is clear, right? Ions are absorbed by active and passive both. Next, root, epidermal cell, endodermal cell. Epidermal cells has a specialized protein which perform active transport. Next, for the transport the minerals. Endodermal cells are there. These endodermal cells have a specialized transport protein which acts as a control point, which decides which molecules that enter into the xylem and which not, and in how much quantity that solute should be entered. Right? And from the endodermis, only one direction transport because they have a suberin strip. Any doubt? Any doubt? Next, translocation of mineral ions. Translocation of mineral ions after the ions have reached the xylem, right? पहले हमने क्या लर्न किया, अपटेक, absorption from the soil solution to root xylem tak minerals and water they come. Now these mineral ions which are enter into the root xylem, how it can be the translocate to the stem xylem and the leaf xylem, that we are going to learn, right? You know basic concept. With the transpiration pool, these all things is transferred from stem to leaf, means root to stem to leaf, right? One of the main phenomenon, that's the transpiration pool. So after the ions have reached the xylem through active or passive uptake or both, their further transport of the stem to all the parts of the plant is through what? Transpiration pool or transpiration stream. Simple. Next, the chief sink for mineral elements are the growing regions of the plant. Now, ये सिंक का मीनिंग क्या होता है पता है? एक टर्म है सोर्स, one of the term is a source, another term is a sink. Please understand these two terms very carefully, because now on the basis of these two terms further topics are there, you have to understand. Leaf, suppose I am telling you here the leaf is there which acts as a source for photosynthesis. Just a minute. Okay, that's and sink as a over here root as a sink. So leaf over here photosynthesis process occur. Food is prepared. So food is prepared. That is the our source. Source is what? Leaf, where the food is prepared. And sink का meaning क्या होता है? The food is utilized over there. The food is utilized over there, that we call the sink, right? So leaf में से food root में जाएगा, stem में जाएगा, right? So everywhere this thing, okay, everywhere over here that this food is utilized. So gradually उसका concentration reduced हो जाएगा food का. Yes or no? Utilize करेंगे तो. So sink example like root, stem, right, where the food is used, and another we can say that where the food is stored. Root में भी food store होता है, stem में भी होता है, right? So one is a source, another is a sink. Source example leaf where the food is prepared, and in other parts where the food is used or food is stored, that we consider as a sink, right? Now other developing parts are there. This all thing considered as a sink. See over here example. बोलिए श्रेया.
रूट में भी આપણે સોર્સ લઈ શકીએ ને તો જ્યાં એ લીફ માટે ને
श्रेया
ફોટોસિન્થેસિસ
वेट
માટે
वेट
यूज
वेट
થઈ જાય.
श्रेया थोड़ा आप मोबाइल से अगर यूज करें तो मोबाइल को थोड़ा दूर रखो और बोलो. श्रेया स्पीक अगेन.
હેલો મેમ.
हाँ बोलो.
હા મેમ, તો આ જે રૂટ છે તો
हम्म
અમે રૂટ થી જે વોટર એબ્ઝોર્બ થાય તો એ લીફ માં જઈને યુઝ થઈ જાય છે. તો એ લીફ
हाँ
સોરી રૂટ ને આપણે
yes
સોર્સ ગણી શકીએ.
yes reverse yes you can take. Okay, चलिए. Now the chief sinks for mineral elements are growing regions of the plant. Example, apical and lateral meristem. Why can anyone explain me कि यहाँ पे apical lateral meristem में sink के form में क्यों introduce किया? Why? How can we say that? बोलिए. Archie, can you try?
Yes, ma'am.
बोलिए. apical lateral meristem को हम sink को क्यों बोलेंगे?
Because they store food.
Store food. Meristem.
No.
मेरिस्टेम का क्या रोल होता है? What is the role of meristematic tissue? Archie? Okay, Afia?
Ma'am, to divide the cells rapidly.
Yes, to divide the cells rapidly and each and every cell get nourishment. So for that rapid supply, right? So here the food is utilized. So that's why we consider as a what? Sink. Right? Second example, young leaves. Young leaves meaning what? अगर आपने देखा है कि पहले जब leaves arise होते हैं on the stem, they are small and gradually they become larger. जो smaller होते हैं that is the younger stage, that is the developing stage. Humans में भी देखो developing stage जब है at that time more nourishment is required, yes or no? Old age में ज्यादा nourishment required होता है या this younger stage? Younger. Developing. Okay, so developing leaves, young leaves, then developing flowers. Sorry. Chief sink for the mineral elements are the growing regions of plant, apical lateral meristem, young leaves, developing flowers, right? Fruit and seeds, and the storage organs. These are the examples of sink, where the food is either stored or utilized. Next, unloading of mineral ions occur at the fine vein endings through diffusion and active uptake by these cells. One thing, unloading of mineral ions means xylem से the water elements translocate हो रहे हैं. Now, from the xylem over here, so many surrounding the cells are there. Oh, surrounding the xylem, many other cells are there. Each cells needs a nourishment. Each cells needs a, तो xylem से other cell में कैसे water enter होगा? By which process? Diffusion or active. Means here we are talking about mineral ions, so that is either by diffusion or active transport. Right? Water तो diffusion से ही होता है, osmosis से. But here we are talking about what? Minerals. So unloading. Unloading meaning what? पहले तो xylem में load होता है by the root. Okay? Root xylem में पहले loading होगा. Now from that stem xylem, leaf xylem, okay, they are entering into different cells, these ions. So that process we call what? Unloading, because वो xylem में से remove हो रहा है अभी. Right? Next. Mineral ions are frequently remobilized, particularly from the older senescing part. Senescence. पता है हमने learn किया ये word senescence meaning what? Aging, right? Senescence meaning what? Aging. श्रेया आप hand raise करोगे, हाँ, directly answer नहीं देना. चलिए. Senescence meaning aging. Now, so here the leaf is there and that leaf convert greenish to yellow color, meaning now this leaf undergoes senescence. So in this leaf, whatever that some of the elements are there, like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur. Hypothetically, example, nitrogen, potassium, sulfur, right? So these elements, they are mobilized. They are mobilized means now leave this older leaf and enter into the over here, which one? Young leaf. Right? These elements have the ability to leave this older leaf and enter into the young leaf. So that process we call mobilization. ये elements mobilize हो सकते हैं. Right? Not all, some of the elements can mobilize. So mineral ions are frequently remobilized, particularly from older senescing part. Older dying leaves जो होते हैं, that export much of their mineral content to the which one? Younger leaves. Right? Similarly, एक ये condition है कि the part which undergoing senescence that gives their nutrients to the younger one, which is developing. Second condition is what? Leaf fall. In deciduous plant, leaf fall होता है. So before leaf fall, actually they give their mineral to the other parts. So their minerals actually are removed or mobilized towards the other parts of the plant. So one condition is senescence, second is before leaf fall. The mineral shows the mobilization towards the other parts. Next, this line is very, very important for NEET, good set, regular exam. Which are the elements? They are readily mobilized. ये term entirely याद रखना, mobilize नहीं, readily mobilized. Right? 4 elements, NPKs. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur. NPKs, 4 elements are there. These 4 elements are readily mobilized. Some elements, like a calcium, right, which is not readily mobilized. Why? Remember, calcium present in a plant in the form of calcium pactate in middle lamella. ये याद है? adjacent plant cell. Suppose this is the one
Yes,
plant
ma'am.
cell, here the another. In between them, middle lamella is there, and that is made by the calcium pectate. So it's a structural part. Calcium is a part of a structure. अगर ये calcium निकल गया तो calcium pectate भी निकल जाएगा, and both the cells are dissociate. फिर वो structure ही maintain नहीं होगा, right? So those elements actually they are like a structural component, like a calcium. They are not remobilized. They remain in a leaf. फिर वो leaf fall होगा, or the senescent part when reach to the soil, फिर bacteria decomposers works on that and again gain this element by decomposing activity to the soil, right? ये form में वो soil में वापस आ जाए by decomposition activity. So it's structural component, then no mobilized. Like example, calcium, right? Remember these two lines. 5 star, right? बोलिए, ये स्लाइड में किसी को डाउट है? इसमें क्या लर्न किया हमने कि फर्स्ट रूट टू द from the root epidermal cells to the xylem, root xylem, elements, mineral elements enter. Now these mineral elements, okay, either by active or passive transport. Now these mineral elements through the root xylem to the stem to the leaf translocate by the transpiration process. Next, chief sink meaning either utilized or the stored part, right? Examples given: apical lateral meristem, young leaves, developing flower, fruit, seed, and the storage organs. Then through the xylem, these mineral ions are conducted towards that the leaf and stem part. Now, so stem and leaf में से उसको further other cells को भी तो देना पड़ेगा. That unloading occur by these two processes, diffusion and active transport. Next, remobilization of element. In that, remember first condition, senescence, aging leaf, older leaf, it gives their elements to the younger one. And second, before leaf fall, leaf gives their elements to the other parts, right? Readily mobilized NPKs, not mobilized calcium as a structural component. Write down. Is it clear? All of you, जिसने वीडियो ऑन नहीं भी किया है, हेतवी, मिश्वा, मीत, समर, जैनिल, पूर्वा, दक्ष, चलिए next, uptake and transport of mineral nutrition. In that next topic, an analysis of xylem exudates हमने already actually discuss किया ये term. Okay, an analysis of xylem exudate means a liquid that is present in the xylem, right? Liquid present in the xylem. So that exudate shows that xylem में जो sap है, liquid है, उसका analysis किया. That shows that though some of the nitrogen travel as inorganic ions, much of it is in the form of organic form as amino acid and related compounds. कि इनऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म में भी नाइट्रोजन होता है, ऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म में भी होता है. सिमिलरली फॉस्फोरस एंड सल्फर में भी यही है, इनऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म में भी है, ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स के फॉर्म में भी है. नेक्स्ट, इन एडिशन, small amount of exchange of material does takes place between xylem and phloem. Very small amount of exchange of these materials, inorganic, takes place between xylem and phloem. So due to this aspect, due to this type of point of view, we can't say that xylem transport only inorganic nutrients while phloem transport only organic nutrients as was traditionally believed. Actually हमें तो यही लर्न करते हैं कि xylem conducts the water and minerals in an inorganic form. Phloem में organic food, because organic material in the form of food. But some of the experiments are there on the basis of that this information has been revealed. First is what? That nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, right? They are present in a plant in inorganic as well as organic form. Next, between xylem and phloem also some amount of exchange of material occur. So actually who will conduct this? Inorganic कौन conduct करता है, organic कौन करता है? Inorganic only by xylem, organic only by the phloem. This thing, okay, we can't be surely say that inorganic only by xylem and organic only by phloem, right? So it is not that we can clearly make a distinction and say categorically by xylem transport only inorganic nutrients while phloem transport only organic, right? Next, बोलिए, क्लियर है? अर्लियर स्लाइड. બિંદિયા મેડમ,
હા મેમ.
સરનું ક્યાં સુધી કમ્પ્લીટ થઈ?
રિમોબિલાઇઝેશન ઓફ મિનરલ્સ કરાવે છે સર અત્યારે.
રિમોબિલાઇઝેશન, ઓકે.
હા,
ચલિए नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. Phloem transport, flow from source to sink. Phloem transport, in that the flow from source to sink. In this, food primarily in the form of what? Sucrose. देखिए यहाँ पे आपको ये लर्न करना है, 3 types of sugars. Okay, 3 types of sugars: glucose, sucrose, and starch. By photosynthesis, glucose is formed. This one is formed, right, into that mesophyll of leaf in which chloroplast is there. Now, sucrose क्या करेगा? So the food which is formed by the leaf that enter into the phloem, leaf phloem में आएगा, फिर stem phloem, then root phloem. So translocate कौन से फॉर्म में होता है? Glucose converted into the sucrose. So translocation occur in the form of sucrose. And whatever extra amount of these sugars are available into the plant, that's stored in the form of starch. So that is the storage form. So 3 types of sugar: glucose, sucrose, and starch. Glucose form होगा by photosynthesis into the leaf. That glucose first convert into the sucrose. Why sucrose for translocation and not the glucose, right? Because in plant, remember one thing, sucrose that acts as a non-reducing sugar. ये highlight करके रखना. Sucrose non-reducing sugar है. बुक में I think ये word नहीं दिया है, but remember. आपने बायोमोलिक्यूल्स में लर्न किया था, if you recall, reducing sugars, non-reducing sugars, right? Generally, all monosaccharides are reducing sugars. Disaccharide में sucrose होता है, which is a non-reducing sugar. Non-reducing simple meaning, if I can say that, is this sucrose which cannot be easily react with the other compound. जैसे glucose react कर देता है with other compound, right? So sucrose in their original form that translocate from leaf to the root. That's why translocation occur in the form of sucrose. And that sucrose, wherever suppose root अगर store कर रहा है food, then this sucrose enter into the root and as a what? Complex carbohydrate that we call starch over here. बोलिए, इतना क्लियर है? 3 terms: form, translocation, and storage. Glucose, sucrose, and starch. Now, so food primarily sucrose as a non-reducing sugar is transported, okay, is transported by the vascular tissue phloem from a source to sink. Now I hope you all are understand. Source meaning what? Write down the answer. यहाँ पे source लिखा है meaning what? Sucrose is transported by the vascular tissue, that's the phloem, from a source to sink. What is source? हाँ, food is prepared, but exact that's which is the plant structure? Plant organ is which one? Yes, write down. That's the leaf. Right? Now, usually the source is understood to be the part of the plant which synthesis the food. Right? Which synthesis the food, that is leaf. Example leaf. Source which prepares the food, synthesize the food. Second is a sink. One is a source, another is a sink. Sink is what? The part that needs or stores the food. The part that use or needs the food or stores the food. बोलिए, ये clear है? Next.
Yes, ma'am.
But the source and sink may be reversed depending on the season or the plant's need. Now understand. ये चलिए, ये एक plant है. यहाँ पे ये root system, stem हो गया. And over here the leaves. In normal summer में, monsoon में, leaf are present on the plant. So this leaf perform the food. So here this leaf perform photosynthesis and prepare the food. This leaf acts as a source over here, and from that leaf phloem, food is translocated to the stem, to the root. Right? So stem, root over here, these are acts as a what? Sink. Stem needs the food, root needs the food. Root में store हो सकता है, stem में हो सकता है, in different plants. Now, ये एक direction है. Imagine कि अभी autumn season है, right? Autumn season, commonly we call it a leaf fall season. Yes or no? आपने ऐसे भी तो plants देखे होंगे ना, on which none of the leaf is there in that particular season. Only you can find the stem and their branches. Leaf is not present. Still, this tree can survive. This plant can survive. How? So in that, suppose इसके roots में stored food है, right? So this stored food that converts into mobilized form में. Okay, that starch again converts into which form? जो starch के form में convert हुआ था, that again converts into sucrose. And sucrose से वो कहाँ पे आ जाएंगे? Root के phloem में, फिर stem phloem, like this. So यहाँ पे the food translocation process reverse हो गया. Yes or no? Direction is reverse, downward to upward. Leaf थे तब upward to downward. Without leaf, from the stored food. Now the stored food part that acts as a source. Yes or no? Stored food जो है वो food provide कर रहे हैं. That is acts as a source. So this thing is source and sink may be reverse depending on the season or the plant's need. Have you all understood this line? Meaning of this line? बोलिए. नहीं clear है तो I can explain again. Aksha, Misha, Sharon, is this clear? Okay. So, next. Sugar stored in roots may be mobilized to become a source of food in the early spring. When the birds or trees act as a sink, they need energy for growth and development of the photosynthetic apparatus. See, sugar stored in the roots may be mobilized. So वो क्या बन जाएगा? Store of food, source of food, which we have discussed in the early spring. When the birds and the birds of the trees, okay, which are developing on the tree, they use this stored food material, which now mobilized. So this part acts as a sink. They need this food for growth and development. right? Next, since the source sink relationship is variable, right, the direction of the movement in the phloem can be upward or downward. That's why we can say that it's a bidirectional. लीव्स प्रेजेंट थे तब डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन है फूड का, लीव टू रूट. If leaves are not there on this plant in certain period, so at that time the stored food part that supply the food, right? Suppose root है तो root to the stem में जाएगा, that is the upward direction. So bidirectional flow is there. Next, this contrast with that of the xylem. Xylem में ये possible होगा bidirectional कि leaf water and mineral absorb करके दे? No, never. Right? So simply xylem का flow we consider which one? Always unidirectional, that is upward. Whereas in case of the phloem, both the things can possible, upward, downward. That's why we can say that bidirectional flow. Hence, unlike one-way flow of water in transpiration, food in phloem sap can be transported in any required direction so long as there is a source of sugar and sink able to use, store or remove the sugar. Phloem sap is mainly water. Which part gets stored? Means simply you can say that the stored
I'm
food.
from root to leaf. I'm from root
Yes,
to
okay,
leaf.
stored food. Stem
Yes,
भी हो
yes,
सकता है,
okay.
root भी हो सकता है, तो
Root
stored food can pass this thing, right? Clear. Next, Archie, can you explain the sink?
Ma'am, where the food is utilized and stored.
Yes, utilized or the stored.
Stored.
That part we consider as the sink.
Sink.
Generally, जो younger plants, younger parts होंगे, developing parts है, right? Meristematic tissues, these are acts as a sink. Next. Now the main. ये क्वेश्चन आपको आ सकता है, प्रेशर फ्लो और मास फ्लो हाइपोथेसिस. प्रेशर फ्लो और मास फ्लो हाइपोथेसिस फॉर 3 मार्क्स. ओके, पेपर लेंदी करना है तो 2 मार्क्स में भी आ जाएगा.
मैम बायोનું પેપર તો હંમેશા લેન્ધી જ હોય છે.
એ રાઇટિંગ પ્રેક્ટિસ ના હોય ને એટલે એવું લાગે. હા, ચલો, પ્રેશર फ्लो और मास फ्लो हाइपोथेसिस. In that, मैडम રેકોર્ડિંગ બંધ કરી દો ત્યાંથી.
હા હા ઓકે.
फ्लो और मंच. ओके, मंच साइंटिस्ट, मंच कैडबरी नहीं, हाँ, मंच साइंटिस्ट was proposed this theory, pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. Next, the accepted mechanism used for the translocation of sugar from source to sink is called, okay, so many mechanisms, hypotheses are given. The accepted one is this one that we call pressure flow hypothesis. Name suggests over here the pressure is required, right? Pressure, hydrostatic pressure यहाँ पे develop, positive hydrostatic, negative hydrostatic, we have learned this thing, right? This pressure, actually, with the help of the pressure differences, pressure gradient, the sugar or the food is translocated from the source to the sink, right? Now, the accepted mechanism used for the translocation of sugar from source to sink is called pressure flow hypothesis, or you can use this term mass flow hypothesis or Munch hypothesis. As glucose is prepared at the source, right? We will see, we will learn with this picture. Leaf is there. Leaf in that mesophyll tissues are present. Mesophyll tissue perform photosynthesis, which acts as a source. Now, in mesophyll, glucose is there, and this glucose convert into sucrose. Pehle glucose form, right? Then it convert into sucrose. And this sucrose, which is a disaccharide sugar, that first enter into the companion cell. Now you should remember that structure first. This is the sieve tube element. Remember, over here sieve pores are present, and adjacent to that companion cells are present. Companion cells regulate the function of sieve tube as they have no nucleus. Now, so here leaf mesophyll tissue is there. So from this mesophyll tissue, sucrose that enter into companion cells. And companion cell से वो कहाँ पे enter होता है? Into this sieve tube elements. Now, okay, pathway follow करना. First, leaf mesophyll to this companion cell. Companion cells to the sieve tube element, and for this companion cells to leave sieve tube elements, here the active transport occur. What type of transport for this solute movement or the sugar movement? Active transport. By active transport from this companion cell, sucrose is loaded. Sucrose is loaded, entered into sieve tube elements. Right? Now, as we have discussed earlier, that from the xylem, water enter into the phloem. Right? How? This topic now we are going to discuss. Imagine कि यहाँ से sucrose enter हो गया into this phloem by active transport, because already phloem में तो food present है, right? Still more amount of food enter from that leaf mesophyll cells to the phloem, companion to phloem. So that's why active transport is required. Now, phloem में यहाँ पे more amount of sugar is there. More amount of sugar, high concentration of sugar. So solute concentration less. Sorry, solute concentration more. Water क्या हो जाएगा? Less. Water is present in phloem also. Okay. So in phloem, solute concentration is very high. Water very, very less. Now, to translocate over here, food, phloem needs the water actually. So it can easily translocate this material. Right? Imagine, blood में से water निकाल दो हमारे. Can it be the nutrients easily translocate from one part to another? Human में blood plasma में mainly water होता है. Right? Through that liquid medium, everything can easily pass. Now, so here phloem is there, here xylem is there. So phloem takes the water from the adjacent xylem. Xylem में कौन सा क्या होगा? Water content is more, yes or no? In xylem, water content is more. In phloem, water content is less. So by which process water enter from xylem to phloem? बोलिए कौन सा मैकेनिज्म होगा यहाँ पे? By which process water enter from xylem to phloem? Yes, Galo, correct. Shreya, correct. What about other students? See, reply nahi dena, that's the other thing. Have you all understood? Right. Okay. So by osmosis process, here higher water concentration in xylem compared to the phloem. So by osmotic concentration gradient from xylem to phloem, water enter towards the leaf, remember, or at the leaf, this thing happen. Not to the stem, not to the root. Leaf के side की मैं बात कर रही हूँ. I'm talking towards the leaves, right? Towards the leaf, the phloem is there. Over here, more concentration of sugar, more concentration of solute. Here in xylem, more concentration of water. So with the help of osmosis phenomenon, water enter into this phloem. And now, understand कि यहाँ पे ये over here, this is a root cell, right? Root cell तो sugar को ले लेगा, okay, for their growth and development. Root cell use this. So यहाँ पे क्या होता था? Loading of sugar. If you recall that term, loading. Here we use what term? Unloading. Now from the phloem, sugars translocate into the root cell. Okay, means root के companion cells and other. Pass through the companion and then enter into the sink. Right? Now, so osmotic pressure buildups. See, first of all, water in the adjacent xylem moves into the phloem by osmosis. So as osmotic pressure buildups, the phloem sap will move to the area of lower pressure. फिर यहाँ पे higher water concentration हो जाएगा. High water with that solute also. One more thing, यहाँ पे high sugar level होगा. आप ये form में understand करो. High sugar concentration because leaf continuously यहाँ पे sugar add कर रहा है through the companion cell. ये root cell का phloem है. So root cells phloem from the root phloem of the root that unload the sucrose into this root where the either food is utilized or stored, right? So towards the root or at the root, यहाँ पे क्या होगा? That solute concentration decrease. Yes or no? यहाँ पे solute concentration decrease हो रहा है, यहाँ पे solute concentration increase. यहाँ पे loading process है, यहाँ पे unloading process. Here the formation occur and sink में utilization occur. Right? So as the osmotic pressure develops, solute pressure, okay, that buildups in the phloem cell will move to the areas of lower pressure. Higher osmotic pressure over here. This is the A cell. This is the B cell. This is the C cell. Right? Now, C cell जो है, that gives their sugar to the root. Phloem का जो third tube है, right? That gives their sugar to the root. So now, after giving the sugar to the root, this C cell gets the sugar from which cell? A or B? C cell that gets the sugar, sucrose. Okay? C ने तो अपना दे दिया root को, sink part. So now C gets the sugar from the B. B gets the sugar from the A. Yes or no? Right? Now, so on the basis of, with the basis of this information that we can say that osmotic pressure develop, here higher concentration of solute, here low, and due to this pressure gradient the things get transferred, translocate. The food is easily translocate from the source to the sink. So as osmotic pressure build up, the phloem sap will move to the area where lower pressure is there. Here higher concentration, here lower concentration, here higher osmotic pressure, here lower osmotic pressure, and by using this gradient this food is translocate. At the sink osmotic pressure must be reduced because वहां पे क्या हो रहा है, solute utilized हो रहा है. So this is the sink region where osmotic pressure reduced. Can you make out? आप देखो ये रेड कलर के डॉट्स जो आपको दिख रहे हैं वो solute molecules है. Higher on which side? Leaf. Towards the root, that concentration reduced because वो utilized हो रहा है. Right? Now, next, sucrose. Remember, from the phloem sap, sucrose enter into the sink. That process we call unloading. For that, which transport is required again? Active transport. Which transport? Active transport. Imagine कि यहाँ पे रूट है वो स्टोर कर रहा है फूड को. ऑलरेडी फूड यहाँ पे शुगर का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हाई है. स्टिल more amount of sugar is add for storing, right? So for that which transport is required? Active transport. Loading के लिए भी active, unloading के लिए भी active transport, याद रखना है. Next, water to phloem, xylem to phloem water transport, osmosis, passive transport. And from leaf phloem to the root phloem, the food is translocated with the help of what? Pressure gradient. I hope this all things are clear. If not, please tell me. I will repeat this thing. Clear hai? So again, active transport here is necessary to move the sucrose out of the phloem sap and into the cell which that will be utilized either into the or convert into the starch or cellulose. As sugars are removed, the osmotic pressure decreases. Now, can you make out over here one more arrow is given? यहाँ पे देखो osmotic, ये रूट है अभी, रूट का xylem and root phloem, right? Understand ना this thing. रूट फ्लोएम में अभी सॉल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन क्या हो गया? डिक्रीज. यस और नो? सॉल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन डिक्रीज बिकॉज रूट सेल ने एब्सॉर्ब कर लिया. सो इन रूट फ्लोएम सॉल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन डिक्रीज एंड वाटर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन तो इंक्रीज है इसमें. रिमेन रूट में क्या होगा? जस्ट एब्सॉर्ब किया है. इमेजिन दैट एब्सॉर्ब किया है तो रूट में सॉल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन क्या होगा एट दैट टाइम? मोर कंपेयर टू द वाटर. अभी पूरा रिवर्स हो गया यहाँ पे, राइट? रूट एब्सॉर्ब वाटर एंड मिनरल्स बोथ, राइट? रूट है यहाँ पे. रूट अंडरस्टैंड दैट जो जाइलम सैप है, राइट? जस्ट नाउ द रूट ने एब्सॉर्ब किया वाटर एंड मिनरल्स. मिनरल्स compared to the phloem, mineral concentration is more. Compared to the phloem, in xylem mineral concentration is more. Mineral ज्यादा है तो obviously इसमें water क्या हो जाएगा? कम. So now water will move from phloem to xylem again by osmosis. So जो water पहले translocate के लिए use किया था again given back to the xylem. बोलिए, समझ में आया ये? Are you all understood this thing? Is it clear? The movement of sugar in the phloem begins at the source, whereas sugar loading process occur by active transport into the sieve tube, right? Loading of the phloem set up a water potential gradient that facilitated the mass movement in the phloem. Phloem tissue, in that the sieve tube elements are there. Sieve tube elements, right? These are the sieve tube elements. Over here, the sieve pores are present, sieve plate. And this plate is a porous, sieve pore we can say. And through this pore, the content is passed, right? In this phloem, hydrostatic pressure is developed in this sieve tube element. Okay, positive hydrostatic pressure. Over here, which one? Positive hydrostatic pressure is developed. And that leads to, okay, that leads to the movement of sap from the leaf phloem towards the root phloem. Again, at the sink region over here, when the solute concentration decreases, means unloading process occur, unloading of solute. For that also active transport is required. Okay, so to loading means enter the sugar into the phloem, then the sugar comes out of the phloem, unloading. For both, active transport process is required. Right? Towards the leaf, what happened? Towards the leaf conditions are what? In phloem, solute more, water less. यहाँ पे reverse होगा, water more, solute less. So water enter into phloem. Towards the sink, what happened? Solute concentration decrease. So we can say that water increase. Sorry, solute decrease, water increase. So xylem में क्या होगा? Solute more. My mistake. Solute more, water less we consider. Right? So again osmosis process occur. So from the phloem, water come back to the xylem. Munch hypothesis clear? Students are total 23 students are there. I need that many answers. Meet Singh, Misha, Daksh, Nasya.